Is the thing still running, the videos, Max TV?
Yeah, they're still doing that.
Okay. You're the only one here today?
I'm usually like the only one here at all.
Oh, so what's going on? No business running?
The other guys who do shows, most of them just pre-record them and send them in, which I used to do, but now I come in here to do the shows. Okay,
Privacy
we are live.
Public.
We are live.
All right, privacy's been changed to public. I don't know why the privacy always comes up as private, but that is now public, so everyone's tagged. Everyone can share that. It's also up on YouTube. We got some guests, so let's cut over to the guests.
Well,
Say
we
what up.
gotta start it properly, yo.
We'll sync it up. We'll sync it up.
I feel we should start with like a big cheers.
1, 2, 3. Hit him with the chlamydia.
All right.
Hit him with the chlamydia. All right. So let's have a cheers.
Right now.
Cheers for the beer store that opened.
Cheers for the beers. Cheers to Mike Stoan for keeping us juiced up.
Cheers. We got some guests in the building. You guys want to introduce yourself? Let the world know who exactly we got up in the building.
Motive in the motherfucking building.
Yeah. Set2 in the motherfucking spot. We can cuss, right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I just need to, check the temperature.
Yeah.
How much we can get it going.
Maloney, just turn that one. Turn that iPad. Just you can turn. There we go. Bomb. Okay. So we got my man's G Wunder.
And my name is G Wunder, G-E-E, Wonder with a U. Spell my name right, get your game tight.
And we got Set2 up in the building.
Man, like Set, yes.
Yes, sir.
In the building.
And you guys just dropped a new fucking album, which was bomb, by the way. So shout out that Livication 2. Yeah.
Second coming.
Okay. That's what's up right there.
Yo, Dustin, pull your mic up a little closer if you can.
There you go.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, and just
now you sound beautiful.
Give me a slight tilt, just a little bit to
Which
the
way?
left. A little bit to the left.
Your left or my left?
My left. So there we go. Just so we can get these guys a little bit more to the left.
To the left.
A bit more.
So like a lot to the left.
Yeah.
Right. Like that?
Yeah, we're trying to get these guys on camera. Proper angle. There we go.
All right.
So you guys just dropped the album. Sorry about that. We're just getting everything set up. You guys dropped the album. We were just checking it out outside. I was showing Maloney because I did give it a bump, and this album was definitely dope. And
nice,
straight off the top, let me just shout out a couple tracks that were big up on there. Clean Up Nice.
Okay,
big tune.
Respect.
Big
I did the beat on that one. Still.
Okay, Future Beats in the building. That's what's up. Shout out Future Beats in the building.
Word out.
Man, what is going on here? Why are we choppy as hell?
We choppy?
A little bit choppy.
ASAP choppy?
ASAP choppy. Yeah, so definitely Clean Up Nice. Try a Ting. That came up on my new radar, like new tracks that were released a few weeks back.
Dope.
That one's definitely out alive. Saga Boys was dope. Nice. More Leg Room, you know what I mean? Definitely killed that album.
Good. He liked the single.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, man. Set definitely killed it.
Respect,
man.
Respect,
you know what I mean? You guys killed the Future Beats, you know what I'm saying? You guys are definitely doing the damn thing. Messiah's feature on that track was big too.
Respect.
You know what I'm saying? So I was definitely, I was liking that shit.
Outside.
Yeah, shout out Messiah, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out everybody on the label, you know what I mean? Because I've been fucking with you guys for a couple years now, you know what I mean? And out a lot of shows. Seeing you guys, especially you. You know what I mean? Like everywhere, you know what I mean? Pop up, you're always there, you know what I mean? So definitely like seeing you. Exactly.
Yeah,
I remember when you came out to my release party a few years back and you definitely set the stage on fire. So
and then you killed it with that live band and everything.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, that's what's up. So you guys put out that new album, but you know what I mean? Like you put out a lot of work, G. Like how do you keep up this ethic, bro? Like what's the secret here, man? Because you putting out.
And it's like
Maloney just laughing because we already talked about it last time too,
Like fucking 10 albums a year.
Yeah, well, it's minimum 3
You beat
albums,
Mocha only.
Nah,
not yet.
That far, but I always, whenever this topic comes up, I reference Mocha because I look to Mocha. But I mean, realistically, for me, it's just I'm always making my own beats. Like I have more beats than I make songs.
Yeah.
So imagine how many songs I could make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I really,
you don't gotta look for beats like other.
I don't have to look for beats, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that I made my own beats. Yeah, it made me like made other producers come to me and give me beats. So once I have beats, I can make songs.
Yeah, you're working with almost everybody right now.
You think so?
Locally, anyways. I've been seeing that, man.
That's
like,
that's good feedback. I appreciate it.
Like
what?
Almost everybody's got something connected to Motive music.
100%.
Whether it's former or present. You know what I mean?
Correct, and it's either they're signed or we're doing a show or it's a feature or I'm producing it. That was the plan from the get go. I'm just trying to spread that across Canada.
Yeah.
Oh,
Crazy.
Uncle G.
Yeah.
Make some noise for Uncle G.
Yeah.
Appreciate your Uncle G was in the
Hey.
Facts.
So, well, do we dive head first into some shit?
I guess so. Like,
I feel like we need some laughs.
Yeah.
And then we can.
Yeah.
We'll keep
So what's on the docket
Keep
today?
diving in and out of these muddy
What's on the
waters.
docket today?
Shout out to Red Man.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
that was a random shout out. Where the fuck the red man
I
shout out?
said we're swimming in
Oh, the muddy
water.
water. I got you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm working on the tech stuff over here. Just like
Actually, make some noise for Muddy Waters.
Is number 2 coming or?
Yeah,
supposed to be coming soon. That's his
believe
next
so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
Redman's one of those artists who like is just absolutely consistent
All the time.
Like he's never put out an album that's whack.
It's
like
true.
no.
Not
He's
at
put
all.
out like 1 or 2 albums that I'm like, it's not your best work, but
Yeah,
like
but still
pretty
dope.
much everything's consistent, like from jump to.
Yeah, certainly.
And he gets better as he gets older too.
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope.
I agree. I
Like-
like a lot of his interviews too. Like
Yeah,
he's
he's-
dropping jewels.
Yeah.
Like for younger heads, and it feels like he's connected and not like doing the regular
Old man head.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it feels like he's real connected. Like
Yeah, he would be the sickest person to interview, I feel like.
I agree.
Like he would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I agree.
he's probably the most consistent as far as like output and maintaining that status bar rapper. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
really come up. I mean, he predates Wu-Tang. He predates Nas. He predates a lot of these dudes. He predates Biggie. You know what I mean?
He was like 92, right?
92,
Yeah.
91-ish. Like,
91-ish,
if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken, this dude got Rapper of the Year and Rookie of the Year, like the year he came out in the year he
For
first
Source?
dropped his
Source
album.
Awards, or what?
Yeah, I
Yeah?
think so. Back in like 91 or something, you know what I mean? And there's that legendary picture of him, Biggie, and Pac, and you can kind of like see early Redman that like Biggie and Pac both took a little bit stylistically from as far as the weed head, the bandanas, the wildness, you know what I mean? Like he was that dude.
The tissue in the nose.
Tissue in the nose. Yo, he had those sinus issues.
Yeah.
He told that story. He had like
Yeah.
bad sinus issues when that was going on.
That's
so.
hilarious.
Yeah, man. Shout out.
I used to just think
Redman.
he was a cokehead. I was like, hey, he's proud of it. Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just live your truth. Like Marcella Zoya.
Oh, you really want to get to the shits.
Just live your truth.
That's, yeah.
No, I'm not gonna say anything
Coca-Cola,
disrespectful
right?
because
Coca-Cola, right?
I'm waiting for that interview. So
It's all about Coca-Cola.
you know, Coca-Cola.
You saw the video, right? You
Oh,
saw it,
that
right?
girl. That girl.
I-
Yeah. The man was like, "Yeah, let's do some cocaine." She's like, "No, Coca-Cola."
You're gonna ruin my life.
So the fact that I didn't get it is because you said the real name, but then you started referencing. We're talking about the chair
Chair
dashing
girl.
Yeah.
Chair girl.
Oh, that's who you.
People don't like chair girl.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna throw in a
That's
chair.
Maloney's
We're
I like
waiting
chair
for that
girl.
interview.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sorry. People get mad at me for promoting Chair Girl. I'm not promoting her. I'm just reposting what's already posted.
She's already been promoted.
Exactly.
What else can you do now?
Yeah, nothing.
All combo is promo, man. That's it.
At this point,
We're
right?
promoting her right now. Yo, follow her on Instagram.
She's setting herself up so if she beats these charges, she got like a media career.
Well, that's what I was saying
Right?
earlier. I was
Like-
saying that to a dude
They fucked up her
yesterday.
school and shit.
I was like, you could be taking this opportunity right now and becoming a celebrity with it. But I feel like she's not using what she has at her disposal right now properly.
You know who's a loser in that whole situation? IKEA, bro. I didn't even shout it out. She didn't even
Yo.
go to the camera, bro. I guarantee you that was in IKEA. Put it together.
Yo.
In a 5-minute.
Imagine they like blurred
Oh,
the chair
man.
out when she posted the video. You know how like they used to blur the brands out that
Yeah.
didn't pay for sponsors?
Yeah, she
They
picked it
blurred
up
the
and then
chair.
blurred, like no,
Wow.
no promo for you.
No IKEA.
You know what's crazy? A lot of chicks are mad because of what happened.
Shout
Yeah.
out Stacey
general,
Grizzle.
But
But a lot of
you
chicks are
remember-
just mad at her because she looks like
But the thing is, you remember that
Literally,
dude
you
that
know?
looked like a model that was a criminal, and all these
Yes.
girls were
Yeah.
going and eyeing about?
wasn't he a murderer or some shit?
And I don't know. He got
I don't know, man.
But that's all
like,
he
he had
ended
green
up.
eyes or
Yeah,
something.
he ended up becoming a model and shit.
Yeah,
off that.
like, he fully got
it's
a
like,
career out of
you're
that.
hating on this girl for throwing a chair, even though it's stupid. This guy was a criminal, and you're on and on about him.
Yeah.
Keep the same energy, man.
Hey, keep the same energy. Make some fucking noise. And for anybody out there who's pretty, boy or girl, you know, if you're naturally pretty, just commit some crimes and you got a career set for it.
But this is the truth of all truths.
Yeah.
Like anytime it's like people use their looks to get ahead with
Yeah.
anything.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they just put a vampire glimmer on and you're done for.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to the vampires.
Easy.
What do you think it is about us as people that just
easy.
makes us like put all guards down when somebody is attractive?
It makes you weak. That's where that whole
Like even though we know that makes it like we're like that sucker shit, but then
Man,
you
wanna
still
know
fall
what it
victim
is.
to it.
You want to know what it is? Humans are naturally like. If you ever notice, you can look at something and see a face.
Yeah.
So what it is a natural defense. Why babies are cute? It's because if you found, you
I
know,
think
say,
babies are ugly.
okay,
But
well,
we'll continue.
some babies might be ugly, but you know what I mean. Like if you were to find like an abandoned baby back in the day, the cuteness factor would be like, oh, these cavemen wouldn't kill the baby. They'd take and be like, oh, let's take that back in. We're gonna raise it and we're gonna protect it because it's so cute or whatever, right? So a quote unquote attractive face, get your guards down because like the natural instinct of like, oh, you know, it's cute, oh, it's attractive. You know what I mean? Th're not gonna hurt me. It's just
Is
like
this
almost
why
like
lions are the
protecting
king
you.
of the jungle?
Probably.
Because you're like, oh, look at that majestic creature. It's like, oh! And now your face is gone.
Face off.
You're fucking Nicolas Cage now.
Face off. Shout out. Face off.
Yo, that's a bomb movie, by the way.
That is a
Face
good
Off?
movie.
I remember a few of it when I came out. It was, I guess, too young to kind of take in the.
Okay.
The actual
But I still
concept?
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I still enjoyed it though. But,
What was his name in that movie?
Oh man, I've referenced it. In
Oh
fucking
man,
song.
yeah, he has such a dope name in that movie too. What was his name though? That's gonna.
Oh my
like,
god, yo, and man, I have a bar.
Someone's got to
like,
Google
it's
that
the punchline.
shit. But
What
Nicolas
the fuck
Cage,
is the
Nicolas
name?
Cage killed that movie. That's like one of the few Nicolas Cage movies I could watch.
That he actually acted.
Yeah, and be like, all right.
I know the movie I didn't
Who are the worst actors of all time?
Nicolas Cage.
Keanu Reeves.
No man,
He's pretty
I
bad,
don't know.
yeah,
He has.
He's
his
a
I mean, he's
character
Canadian,
actor,
so
though.
Matthew
He's a
McConaughey.
character. Hold on. There's a difference. There's character actors, and then there's actors who really delve into it, like
Right.
Leo.
Yeah.
Like Leo.
Leo hands down is the best.
There you go.
I think.
There you go.
Leo's good. Will's good.
But I'm gonna give you an unpopular opinion here,
Okay.
and people are gonna get mad.
All right.
There's character actors.
Right.
Do you know who is people awe over? Who is a character actor?
The Rock.
Someone who's been in this game a long time. He's a legend.
Internet? Oh,
Orson Welles.
what's his name? Goodfellas. All of those
De
guys.
Niro.
All
De Niro.
three of
Yeah.
them.
De
De
Niro.
All
Niro
three of them.
isn't that good.
All three of
No,
them.
but De Niro has some movies.
No,
where
his
go,
personality makes you love him. He's not the best actor.
Godfather 2? Come on. Godfather 2. He killed it in Godfather 2.
He's good. He's really
Casino?
good. But it always rides the same border. He's either the
Yeah,
dad
he's
of
typecast.
somebody in crime or
Yeah,
like
he's always
or the
in
cop
crime.
and it's
Or the
close to
cop.
crime.
It's always crime.
Yeah. He's
One
either on
side,
one
yeah,
end
yeah.
of the same spectrum every time.
That's why I like A Bronx Tale, because in A Bronx
that's a
Tale,
classic.
he's a bus driver trying to keep his son away
Yeah,
from.
but he's the dad of the kid in the crime family. You know what I mean? Like
I
he's
get what
still
you're
like he
saying.
always rides
I get
that
what you're
fence. Like
saying.
he's like, you know what I mean? Jason Statham's probably the worst actor of all time.
You can't say worse.
He's a character actor.
You
though.
can't say
But
worse.
he's the exact same person in every movie.
Man, the worst actor of
Like
all time.
he should have just been signed for a contract that like every movie you do is like a
he's a
continuous
model.
part of a series.
He was a model, and then he became an actor, right? So, you know, whatever, transition, but he's decent, man. I like Crank. Crank's a good movie.
That movie is good.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch
That's a good
are
movie. He's
two
been in
dope
good
fucking
movies. Just him as an actor. Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Guys are
Doesn't
like
fit in the
typecast,
Meg,
right?
though.
J-Lo might be a better actor.
Oh my god.
She does pull off the fake booty.
And
Actually,
you
no,
said
it's not
J-
fake. It's
Wait.
not fake. My bad. It's not fake.
Whoa, we're saying J-Lo's booty is
It's
fake
not
up in here?
fake, but it's probably enhanced.
Really?
Surgically?
It's possible.
Not surgically.
Well,
like,
she's
not
like-
like implants, but like you know how they take the. What is it? The injections
Like
from
lipo.
one,
Yeah.
one from one
Shots.
place from the next place to
Well,
another
did
place.
she always had a booty since Living Color?
Yeah.
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 Is it even
shit.
but
bigger?
it's the booty's not what it used to be.
Oh yeah.
Like
She's
She's also 50.
I was just gonna
though.
say
Yeah.
she's pushing 50.
She's
like
50, 51.
She looked good
so-
for 50.
oh fuck
Yo.
that
She
shit.
was great.
Anybody see Madonna lately?
No.
Oh man, she
We
been
don't
look,
want to.
she's been looking like a train wreck.
I saw that one picture from
After
the new
what was
movie.
I love that woman, but I feel you. After that whole Drake biting his tongue
Was it was
shit.
some weird shit she been doing? Oh, with the fake ass shit.
Oh, yes.
She's always been doing some weird shit.
Horrible,
Always been doing some
bro.
weird shit.
Shout out Madonna,
That
man.
shit, please.
See,
I
this
hope
is-
that shit is removable.
But this is where you don't have yes men around.
Yeah.
When you're that rich,
it doesn't even matter. Yes men are there to get a check.
And I mean, I would like an interview with her someday, so I don't want to throw her under the bus. But can we be honest about Lil' Kim here?
Oh, fuck her. I mean, I fuck her as an artist. I love her, but I don't know, man. She fucked up.
But she's got mental health issues, though.
Yeah.
Look at all the trauma that she's been through with, like, the whole Biggie thing and I guess everybody in her life. Like, probably deeper stuff. Like, I haven't read into her, like,
most
story.
actors and musicians go to heroin. She went to Michael
surgery.
Jackson route.
Trying to compete with Sammy Sosa.
Oh, shit.
I'm just saying.
Casper the fucking ghost.
Oh,
Tell me
man.
you guys have seen Sammy Sosa.
Is Sammy Sosa a glow up?
Have you seen guys what Sammy Sosa looks like?
Yes.
Yeah, what happened with him, man? Like,
Yo, that's what happens when you play the cakes, bro. You throwing it around in people's faces and stuff.
yeah.
That's what happened. He been playing the cake game.
Wow.
Yeah, Sammy Sosa. He looks like Casper the Ghost right now.
But that's mental
Oh, he
issues.
looks.
I mean, that's,
He looks like the fucking Michelin
But
Man.
you know what? That's also
Slavery,
something. That's also something like, you know what I'm saying? Because Spice did a whole thing on that, and we know that that's going around big
Spice,
time in the
correct,
islands,
correct,
right? You know what I'm saying? So there's not just
Bleaching,
the islands in
bleaching.
Africa,
Africa, too.
yeah, bleaching, Africa, Asia, India. You know, Sammy
Black
Sosa.
China brought her thing to Africa. Her cream, like.
But weren't they saying that she actually did it? So they were like, "Oh, what is she doing to her skin?" But she didn't really do it.
No, she did a
They
social
were-
experiment.
Yeah,
She-
so she did.
Oh,
it,
Spice,
and then
you mean.
people
Yeah,
completely
I like what she
dumped on her.
did. That was a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like she just wanted to show the people
Right.
the dangers of it alone. Because she went to the doctor to get the whole consultation of it, and the doctor was talking about certain harms, and she's like, "Yo, I'm not doing this if I can get this harm or whatever. You'll get harmed by this or this cancer or whatever." But people still go through it. The Vibes Cartel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Dude, the crazy shit about people changing their actual pigmentation is like people of certain ethnicities have certain features. Like it's like when a white person tans way too fucking much, like they look awkward as shit. You're like, you look like a burnt piece of bacon. You know what I mean? Like you don't look ethnically like you are of
I saw this
any
one
other
on
descent.
Facebook.
Like you just look
holy
like
shit.
a toasted white person.
But
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like when black people bleach their skin like Sammy
Yeah.
Sosa degree. It's
Yeah.
like you look fucking
Yeah, no, it's
weird,
fucked
man.
up.
You look really
At the
fucking
same
weird.
time, there's different kind of white though. Like there's
Yeah.
people who tan that are white and turn red.
Right.
And then there's
Yeah.
some that tan and then they actually
brown,
look like
Yeah, because there's something in their ethnicity that actually has
Some
But
melanin.
they'd
yeah.
still be like in the world they'd be labeled as white.
Yeah.
This would be an example like that there was a white girl that everybody was saying is trying to appropriate black culture because she was like tanned in her pictures or whatever the case. But people are saying that she's still in black culture, but she still looks like her. Like who's to say that she just doesn't go into the sun and tan like that?
Yeah.
Is she still in
Who
black
is this
culture?
girl? Who are you talking about?
It was
On Facebook?
It's not on Facebook.
Oh.
It was online and people were dragging her forever about it.
I think I saw it.
You know what my problem with the whole idea of appropriation is? It's the fact that now it's one thing if it's done for profit. Like if you're a culture vulture and you're diving into things you don't belong in.
Right, but
and doing
appreciation.
it. But yeah,
if
like
you genuinely.
the reason we live in the Western world, we live in Canada, America, is because you have freedoms as a citizen. You go to some countries, you have to dress a certain way.
Right.
You have to, you know what I mean? These things are like they're part of your culture because they're forced upon you, basically.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's part of the freedom of living in these countries is you can do whatever the fuck you want. You hang out with a Jamaican guy and you like his swag shit, you know what I mean? You learn how to speak patois, whatever, cool, do your thing, you know what I mean? You like fucking, you know what I mean? All your best friends are Asian dudes and shit and you wanna, I don't know, I don't really know what you can do to be more Asian except like,
race cars, update your car.
Import, man.
Credit.
Sorry,
to Elgin Mills.
learn how to play that dance game at the arcade. Whatever.
Right.
Hang out Pacific Mall.
Oh yeah.
Take a selfie stick downtown.
Yeah, so
Toronto.
all those things, if you want to do that, is it appropriation?
What, a selfie stick?
The thing is, you're not doing it for... That one was a joke. But you know what I mean? But it's like, you know, none of this shit is out of, like, intent to make profit or to appropriate anything.
Right.
You're just doing something because you like it.
Yeah, the problem, I don't want to get too deep in this fucking conversation because I can, but...
The thing is, like, if you don't like appropriation, go move somewhere where you have to act a certain way.
No, the
then, you know
problem
what I
is
mean?
the problem is it's the double standards. When one group does it, they get demonized.
Yeah.
And when one group does it, and they get praised for it.
Right.
And that's the problem, right? It's not the person that's doing it. It's the problem. It's a society that made the problem for someone to be like, oh shit, I got braids, you got braids, but I get I get fucked around with.
I get looked at as natural.
I can't even get a job.
Right.
Because of it, or get
Right.
fired.
It's cool. Or
Yeah,
Right.
that's the problem. It's not the person. It's this media and the society that's like saying what is and what isn't cool.
I got
Who
dreads.
gets-
You automatically assume I sell weed.
To play
This
devil's
guy
advocate
has
here,
dreads, you know?
Yeah.
a white guy with dreads has like a 10% chance getting the job over
No,
the
of
guy
course,
who comes
of course,
in wearing
of
a
course.
suit and a fucking.
Of course,
you know what I mean.
The thing is, right? White people are not. Well, I'm using white people as an example. They're not demonized for that.
No.
They're not
Right?
viewed as
That's-
a target
yeah.
by the law, like
And that's-
automatically
and
assume.
that's-
like,
no,
hey,
that's-
he's
that's
got
where-
drugs on
The
him.
law's a whole nother
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, that's a
The law's
Yeah,
racist
that's
as
where-
shit.
yeah, that's-
The
yeah.
police are the most
On the
racist shit in
surface
world.
level,
But I'm just talking about appropriating
Yeah.
what people are calling appropriation.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like a lot of it is just you like something. You know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
what I'm saying.
No.
There's appropriation.
Yeah.
That the general intent is
Yeah.
to praise the culture
Yeah.
that you're appropriating.
Yeah, but
you know
if
what I
you
mean?
are or not, that's the fine line. We don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
people on the
technically,
outside
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Growing up in my small town, I went to grade school. I was the only kid in grade 8 that wore FUBU. You know what I mean? Technically, I was appropriating.
That's not.
But I was just doing what I liked.
That's not culture.
I don't know.
That isn't. That
Well,
isn't.
I think- I think
It's a slippery slope.
I don't
not
know.
that-
It is to a
that-
degree.
no.
I mean,
You start
I've
with
seen
FUBU
who's the one white dude that had dreads and everyone was calling him appropriating, or it was
that?
a girl, some white celebrity girl did dreads for something, and
Really?
yeah, and
Yeah, but-
everyone was calling her
Kim Kardashian.
appropriating.
But the only
I think
reason-
it was like Kim K
Yeah,
or something,
They did the
or
boxer.
cornrows
Yeah.
or
They
They did the
something.
boxer,
Boxer,
but
her
they called
sister
it
did
boxer
the
braids,
boxer
but it's
braids.
cornrow.
Yeah.
And they
Exactly.
called it boxer braids, or I don't know if they called it, but I know that's what the
Magazines
Yeah.
started picking
Yeah.
it up and they're like, oh, the new hot trend boxing
Yeah,
braids,
but
and it's like,
at
well,
the same
black girls
time,
been
when
doing
black-
this and
yeah,
they get in
yeah.
trouble for it.
But that's the
Um,
media
Yeah,
appropriate.
but
No,
that's
no,
what
no,
I'm saying. That's what I
there's
said.
other things
too.
It's
I'll give
not
you-
the person. It's the actual
It's
society.
the society around
Right.
it.
I'll
Yeah,
give you
yeah,
another
yeah.
example. There was a black girl who worked at Zara. I don't remember which mall. It might have been Yorkdale or whatnot. And, you know, black girls, their hair isn't the same as white girls. So not all their hair is going to come down.
No.
And in Zara, they had this thing where she wasn't allowed to wear her hair
fro.
up.
Up,
And
yeah,
she's like,
yeah.
well, my hair's too short. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't come down or whatever.
Yeah.
So she was getting in trouble for that and lost her job based off over her
Lost
hair.
her job?
Yeah.
She could have fought that shit.
Lost her
But
job.
you wouldn't want to
Bro.
work there after
Right,
that
but this is the
anyways.
thing. There's even at this point, there's legislation.
schools.
You have to legislate that people can actually have their hair in natural state.
Right.
Like there's laws now in place so that people can actually. That's where it gets. Yeah,
That's just nuts.
that's the problem with it.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so it's not the white person's fault for doing it.
Right.
It's
It's the society
Yeah.
around it. Yeah.
Right.
yeah. So it's
Just
fucked
simple
up.
things like that, like, you know, and this
And then we get
person
into
comes, they rock
Halloween
it,
though.
and-
Halloween's a whole different next story.
Halloween
Like,
definitely is
ain't
different.
nothing
It's
wrong
supposed to be
with
fun
dressing
and-
up as anything, but when you dress up like a Pocahontas or whatever, native thing or whatever, and it's like, you know what happened to these people, and they're still around. And if you're really praising their culture, what do you do after Halloween?
Yeah,
You
but
know,
Halloween's
here?
a different
No,
thing.
no,
'cause
listen,
what if
listen,
you
listen,
grew up
listen, listen,
and
listen.
Pocahontas was your
listen,
favorite
listen,
movie.
No, listen
It
to
was
what
just
I'm
a
saying.
movie.
Listen to what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But listen to what I'm saying.
You might not even know she was supposed to be
But even
native.
that movie is also appropriation because that movie is not even accurate to the actual tale. What I'm saying is,
That movie's appropriation.
yeah, the movie
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
right? And it's not that person's fault. The problem is, again, you know what happened to the natives. Outside of Halloween, you don't give a fuck about them.
Oh, man.
But you're saying you're praising them? Well, during Halloween's a time when it's not even just, it's more mocking. If anything, you're mocking
Yeah.
vampires. You're mocking,
that's true.
so it's not. It's
I
not
was Flavor
funny.
Flav one
Yeah.
year.
As long as
All right,
you-
now let's do a test.
As long as you don't do blackface,
Hold on, I was just
you're
gonna
good.
say, who in the room thinks I did blackface?
I
Put
don't
up your
know.
hands.
I
I'll vote.
don't know.
I don't think
And
you
as
think
see the
I did
picture,
blackface.
I
I don't think
know.
you were brave
I
enough
don't
to do
know.
black. I think
I did
honestly
not do
respect
blackface.
black.
But I did learn how to do a mean, yeah, boy!
I know you wouldn't do blackface because I know you.
Fuck no.
I know you.
But I had a clock around my neck.
And that's the difference. Like
And
we're
the top
talking about,
hat.
we're talking about
Better
cultural
have a clock.
appropriation, for example. Like from the moment I met you, I could tell that you absolutely love hip hop, but you weren't doing this in a way where come 35, 40, you're gonna abandon it. All of a sudden, put on khakis and a button-down shirt, and
fuck
forget
no.
that aspect of your life. I've said a few times on the show, the biggest representation of hip hop I've ever met in my lifetime is Shane L.S. Dennis.
Yeah,
Out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in my opinion,
The
he is.
unity.
Hell yeah!
Say word.
He's the
How?
biggest. In my
How
opinion,
and
he
why?
is hip.
It's crazy that I know his name.
Because
Good
he
people, man.
is his entire community. He puts his all into his community. He's not just I'm a rapper. He's the worth of his community. You know what I'm saying? You remove him from that community's got some problems.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like his soul is that community, and that's what hip hop is. So someone could completely give their soul to something. You could tell, and you could tell when someone's just doing something they're faking the funk. You know what I mean? And that's appropriation. When someone's faking the funk, that's
one thing you just said actually made me kind of come to a realization. But you know how everybody talks about all these different changes in hip hop and the years and stuff, and how it's going certain directions. But do you know what the biggest loss I think really to hip hop has been that really has affected it? It's the fact of what you just said. And it's most people are hip hop for self. Yeah. There's very few people that are hip hop for community.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Even like myself, I'm like hip hop for self. You know what I mean? Like I love hip hop and stuff,
but like you do so much for the community without even knowing. Like you're doing this for self.
I do the media, you know.
All the media stuff you're doing, whether you know it or not, it's for community.
Well, because it comes from a place of love. You know what I mean? But it's like.
And that's the difference between you and someone who's going to sit here and say, oh, man, rap sucks today, blah, 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 this and that. I miss Dr. Dre. I miss, Wu-Tang. I miss this. And they don't even give 1% of anything that's out today and listen to be like, maybe that's actually kind of dope. They're not hip-hop fans. They like rap from a certain perspective at time. You're doing it out of love, and that's the difference between a rap fan and a hip-hop fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why we got to big up Vlad. Like, a lot of people, he's a culture vulture, he's a this, that. But he comes from the essence.
Man, he grew up breakdancing when like the only record on the radio was
and he's one of the few white boys that was part of the culture and grew up in the culture. Now you can look at him and he's this guy with a media thing, and he's making all his money off of black stories, but majority of people in the rap music are black.
I think.
And did you see the two guys that own Genius? Oh man. They're two people you don't want representing culture.
But didn't Nas invest in the Genius? Like,
yeah, he did. Well, I always thought it was his thing, but he's kind of the face that's like used to sell it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or no, but he's... Oh, yeah.
Minority investor or something.
Exactly. Kind of like the same way that, like, the whole Barclays thing, and now people are getting really pissed off because it kind of fucked up Brooklyn really badly, and the whole...
But Brooklyn was already fucked up, man.
And they used Jay-Z as the face to sell the idea, and then he basically bought himself
like 1%, right?
Yeah, and he got bought out like immediately and just like flipped a huge amount of money. Took like 1.5 million or something real quick. Like he has nothing to do with it anymore.
I was gonna say back to Vlad. Like the only reason why I think people beef with Vlad because they're willing to sit in front of a camera and snitch on themselves. Yeah. And then because he reports it, they're calling him a vulture because of it. But you have people that are willing. They're hip hop.
They're not forced.
They're willing to sit in front of him because he's given the platform.
Right.
But that's always been hip hop culture. They do it in their music.
Yeah.
What's the difference between doing it in the music versus doing it in front of a camera?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a big thing. Like people in hip hop, especially when it comes to like some street aspect, they'll they feel like it's cool to say it. But then when other people repeat what they say, then they're the snitch or...
but you said it!
And the thing is, Vlad has been doing this forever. Yeah. It's not like he just started, you know what? I'm going to interview all these motherfuckers and make money off of them.
And this is why I think Joe Budden, I got mad respect for Joe Budden. And I think he's got one of the best comebacks of all time. But...
Did he ever really fall off, though? Like, I feel like he never really, fell off.
Man, Pump It Up was a record. He didn't. He had a very underground career from that point.
I feel like maybe he didn't live up to his full expectations. I don't feel like he really fell off. He always had that potential.
No, he was a great artist because he kept it. He kept integrity and started making records what he wanted to do. He didn't want to be the Pump It Up guy.
No, that's
what I mean. He didn't want to keep following that trend.
I think he liked his cult following more than being that Pump It Up guy because
I think if he really liked his cult following that much, though, he'd still be rapping.
I feel you. I get what you're saying.
Once something else seemed like, well, he does.
I think it's also hard
talking shit.
Yeah,
exactly. That's
what he's best at. Budden's a good rapper, but he's a way better media person.
That and putting so much of his personal life into his music probably took a toll on his personal life at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna talk all that shit about your family. It's gonna come back. Like his son. I know he's working with his son doing stuff, but his son put out a track of and whatnot. But it's gonna take his toll on you. You know what I mean? Yeah. But regardless, I don't think he really fell off. I just think he didn't blow up the way some people expected.
No, exactly. To others, I mean, but you can remember in the 2000s, like if someone brought up Joe Budden's name, you're like, oh, like immediately the thought in your head was washed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, up until like Slaughterhouse, basically, it was like Joe Budden was washed. Like, I don't know, unless you followed him, he was washed.
I'd say
he was sick.
He was still on the.
I'm talking from the but I'm talking from the perspective of the average
artist
fan.
I think
the average, not even fan, just the average consumer.
I think what Joe Budden's did that he doesn't get the credit for is he kind of ushered in the whole emo rap shit. Aside from Eminem, you know what I mean? If he did more so, you know what I mean? And that's where he really got his call from. This guy's putting out 10-minute songs where he's smoking cigarettes, come take a walk with me and all this shit. And you're listening, you're like, yo, man, this guy got a lot going on in his fucking life. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Every song is like that. You know what I'm saying? And what it became was like, okay, you don't have to be a gangster. You can be a regular ass dude who'll still throw down if you have to. You can be a regular ass dude with some real ass fucking problems and put that shit out, and people will respect that. And I think he doesn't get the credit for kind of being that regular ass dude that made it.
He kind of ushered in this like internet hip hop media.
He kind of did that as well, right? So
he's actually an innovator a lot.
Yeah, remember Joe Budden TV?
He did the show on what, Hot 97 or whatever, early on in his career, like first hip hop rapper to really be a media personality even too. Like, you know what I mean? Before.
So he deserves a lot of credit for, you know, for
he's actually like, no, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't discredit him as an artist. When I was saying he was washed, I mean, talking from a general perspective.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
His name is not the first name.
If you followed him, you fucked with him. You know what I mean? But like, you
that's
know,
100% fact.
He was doing shows in Hamilton at like a 200 capacity. You know what I mean? And it probably wasn't full. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Like, you know, no disrespect. But that's what I'm saying. It's like,
and this is why
he was washed from a general perspective.
You know what's crazy though, and this is why I love hip hop.
Wait,
about a year. Hold on, let me just finish. About a year before it really blew up.
Yeah.
Nori was doing across, you know, your Drunk Uncle tour.
Yeah.
Here in Canada. You know what I'm saying? And it was decent.
And then he bailed out.
Then obviously he bailed out, but then Drink Champs blows up to the biggest motherfucking show. I guarantee you, no one could book that tour again. You know what I'm saying? For the amount of money they booked at that time, they got paid probably 10 times
Drink
what they
Champs
paid
to come to
3 years
Toronto.
ago.
Yeah.
I would love a Drink Champs.
That'd be dope.
But I feel like it's only like people who are cool with people are allowed there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they sell tickets. Like, they're in those rooms, and then, you know, there's like 50 people off camera who all like...
G1 will be in there while we texting, like, yo, did you get a sit, homie?
Hey. Get me in.
Yeah.
Or there should be... Well, we could... I'm not saying we should be a version of Drink Champs. I don't want to be a version of anything.
Nah.
Cheers.
We're just us.
On that note, cheers.
What's the phrase?
Cheers.
Not unapologetic. You say it. You got it. The unapologetic.
You haven't said that in a minute.
You ain't said it in a minute. It was the catchphrase.
Yeah, not unapologetically white, not unapologetically black.
We're just unapologetically us.
Yeah. Make some noise. I need to crack a beer for that. But the one point I did want to make, the whole reason we brought up Joe Budden was the fact that, like, just talking about, like, you know, like, they call Vlad this and that for taking things. And, you know, through all the growth Budden's had, I think he's crazy immature, and I think because it's so personal, but the fact that he hates Vlad as much as he still does over the ransom video.
Oh, we got punched?
And it's not like Vlad took the camera there and filmed. Yeah. Like, that shit was already online. He just reported it because it was online. And that's exactly, it's like the same shit people call him fucking Fed for today. It's like, you say some shit on IG. And Academics does the same shit, but he doesn't get those claims.
Yeah. No, he does.
Does he?
Yeah,
right.
Nipsey got at him, a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, I know Nipsey got at him.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
The whole of Chicago.
Fucking, what's the guy's name? My Zone. Whole bunch of people.
Yeah, My Zone don't like him. Yeah.
But he's a kind of a culture vulture.
He's more a culture vulture than Vlad.
Yeah.
100%.
How do you feel so?
Because he came up in the culture, but he didn't. He came up off the internet.
Yeah, and he never went back and learned to respect the culture from the jump.
But
what's respect the culture, though?
When they talk about shit that like is just
Academics is also
regarded, like you know, like when we talk about Rakim, you just regard him as a goat, right? You know what I mean? Most people do.
Yeah.
But people from a certain culture, like point of the culture and forward, a certain generation, like they don't even do the research to even know. Like they don't even know who he is. They've heard people say his name in interviews and shit, and it just goes over the heads because it's just some name. Like I don't know who that is.
But I kind of feel like
he's just like a cloud chaser, man.
You think so?
Yeah, overall, what he chooses to report on. The angles. Like, I used to watch him a lot.
He's more of a culture vulture than Adam 22.
Is Adam 22? No,
I don't even feel like Adam 22 is, but I understand what you're saying.
No, because when he interviews OGs, he actually knows about them. Yeah. And he's honest about it. That's the thing I like. He doesn't sit here and, like, do research on a couple points and be like, oh, yeah, that, like, he's like, like, I didn't hear you till, like, 95, but when I did, like, this song was my shit. And, like, you know, he's very just honest about it. So it's not vulture, the culture, you know what I mean? But Academics is just like...
I feel like Academics does a lot of honest perspective, too.
Yeah, from his perspective.
But he didn't go back to learn the culture he's talking about. Like
which culture are we talking about? Like,
hip-hop culture.
So...
He's more into whatever's happening now. He doesn't know what happened then. And he doesn't care.
When it's like he knows the facts, but he never took the time to actually fall in love with it. He just like went and like searched the footnotes. So he's like, well, I know this happened. Okay, cool.
How old is he, though?
I don't know.
that's exactly the point that
Yeah.
I was
You know what I
trying to
mean?
make.
Like,
But
they,
so
like-
you can't expect. Okay, it's one thing to know the culture, right? But so if somebody grows up in a time where post 50 Cent era,
Yeah.
if all they know is post 50 Cent, are they a culture vulture or are they ignorant for not doing the research back?
I wouldn't
They're
say
ignorant.
that. I wouldn't
They're
say.
ignorant.
I wouldn't even say.
So
for that.
are we ignorant as hip hop fans for not going back as far as Africa Bambaataa and all that stuff?
I
Are
did.
we?
I didn't.
Are we?
I did.
I wouldn't say.
I went
are,
back
we
further
are.
than that. I went back to fucking all the jazz artists they were
Yeah.
sampling and all the source records
even-
and everything.
even-
Like I
You're a
dug deep.
producer, you know
I
what I'm
don't-
saying?
yeah,
As a producer,
yeah.
you're
But I
supposed to do
dug.
that. You know what I mean?
I
dug
don't call
it
him a
well.
culture vulture for that. I call him a culture vulture.
And as a DJ,
Because,
he's
again,
supposed to do that.
No, just because of the way he approaches certain stories and how, like even with the 6ix9ine situation,
There-
you know he
yeah.
was on some fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of
I have the
played
worst story,
along
though.
with it
You did.
all the
Fucking
way
6ix9ine.
until he got
Till the wheels
locked
fell
up.
off. He's like, okay, I gotta
And then
hop
it's
off
like,
this train.
exactly, and it's
Right,
like
right.
you could have said, "Yo, chill," but you know what I mean?
I
Like,
told him, he said he tried. He tried.
yeah,
to.
Fat
Yeah.
Joe did it off the bat.
But hold on, he just said
What
that
did
he
he?
told him.
He said he
told
did.
him,
He said he told him
Yo,
multiple
But he was still
times.
rolling with it, though.
He was still promoting it.
That's the whole
He
point.
warned him, but he
rolling
was
with
still
it.
promoting the
And that's what I'm
fuckery.
saying.
But
That's
real
the
life,
problem.
but real life is different than media.
I know
And
that.
then once
I
he
know
get,
that.
and then
But
6ix9ine.
you're in the media, you're still rolling with it. It looks like you're rolling with it.
But what it looks like isn't necessarily
What
it
you do
is.
in private is what you do in private.
Well, another thing
Right?
is, dude
I
goes
could
to
be
jail.
you a certain way in private,
Yeah.
and in public, I could be on some other shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna look at me funny. You're like, how the fuck
Not
you
if
like
you
me
know
like
the
this in
game.
public?
Not if you know the
Obviously,
game.
but you're gonna be like, yo, what the fuck's going on?
Well, the thing with 6ix9ine
Maybe
too.
on the outside,
Yeah.
Shut
but
up,
if me and you
Cole.
know that
Yeah.
we're still good.
So if I disrespect you in public, and then I'm like, oh, yo, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
You know, and I do it all the time.
Yeah. If we
You're
have
gonna be
a
like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Here's an example of that.
Yeah.
How often does Budden disrespect people in their face, but he's still good with them behind the scenes?
Well, he's
Who
got
knows?
beat up a number of times because he's brutally
But at
honest.
the same time, too, the same brutal honesty. I know that he's.
I know
got that-
academic
Yeah.
doesn't go outside.
There you go. But like, you know what I mean. But
Nah,
academic
he
is a
goes
whole
outside.
different thing. But I'm talking about like just the fact that he slips at the tongue, but he'll apologize behind the scenes, and he can still keep it moving because me and you know we're good.
Yeah.
Outside is what it looks like, but
Yeah.
is our relationship strong enough to mask what it looks like on the outside? Can that happen so much in
Well, that's the thing. That's what makes Budden great is that like someone he's cool with will drop something, and if he ain't feeling it, he'd be like, "It was alright." Like
Yeah.
he'll be honest. He's
Yeah.
like, and then sometimes
But that's the
been
thing.
the
it
trouble.
gets his shit.
I find like Act is not that honest.
No, if
when
he
it comes
if
to
he
violence.
thinks you're
He's
cool
good,
with,
he's
if he
a-
thinks you're his boy,
he's a
he'll
cum
ride.
guzzler, bro.
Act to me seems real skittish. Like to me, it seems
And I'm
like
not
he's real
like,
young.
I used to watch this shit a lot. I don't pay attention anymore.
He seems mad skittish and mad young to me. You know?
I'd rather-
Like,
That's
he
what it
seems
is.
really awkward in
Yeah.
interviews to me and comes across awkward across the screen.
I'd rather kick it with
and you know
Casino.
what? Like, you're right to a sense. I don't think he necessarily understands. I'm not saying understands. I don't think he really cares about the culture per se past a certain point.
Yeah.
But I also think he's still kind of young. And if he is in his 30s, I feel like he's a little just slightly immature. I don't know. It could just
Hey,
be
he's
him,
trying to get
whatever.
that money.
But at the same time,
And
it
he
boils
knows what
down to
makes
what I
money.
said though. There's rap
Nothing wrong with
fans
that.
and there's hip hop fans, just like there's basketball fans and there's NBA fans. If you're just a fan of the NBA, you don't care about the Harlem Globetrotters, you don't care about Europe, you don't care about the Canadian ball, you don't care about the women's league.
Yeah,
but if
yeah.
you're a ball fan, you care about all those things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's academic same thing. He don't care about breakdancers, he don't care about DJs. Like he cares about
Yeah.
getting his money online and whatever rapper he could latch onto at the
Yeah.
moment and make that money with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't really
Yeah.
care about a culture like that.
I was
So
thinking about
definitely,
earlier
yeah,
today, and I was like, and I was hungover, so sometimes when you're hungover, you're kind of like depressed. Not depressed, but you're like, it's
Hungover
not
on a
it's not a nice mood. You know
On
what
a
I mean?
Wednesday,
And you
my
look
guy.
at things differently than you
He
look
says
at it
life
in your
like,
normal
like,
mind.
Myself, what the hell am I doing?
Well, no, I was thinking, I was like, do I want to keep rapping? I was like, I respect the craft so much, and I spend, you know what I mean? Like, I'm
Try coming up on
much time
40
on
and ask
being
yourself that
articulate, and
I don't want to spin right now. I'll tell you
being
that.
dope and lyrical, and then it's just like nobody respects that anymore at all.
Yeah.
And the culture has shifted so far to that point, it's like you can, if you work really, 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 really hard, you can build a little cult following. You know what I mean? And then luckily, you know, get to Mercury's level, have 500,000 followers on Instagram.
Asshole,
you know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying?
But then,
If you're lucky, that's a lucky case. No, shout out to Mercury's. He did a great thing. He's from Canada. That's nuts.
I don't think he would get that look if he wasn't rapping on commercial records.
Do you know what I've seen
the
today?
remix?
Yeah, no,
doing that,
definitely not.
Yeah.
But do you know what's nuts? I went on, I was like, cause you know, shout out Snack the Ripper, friend of the show.
Yeah, shout out
so he posted a thing with him and R.A. the Rugged Man. You know, they just shot the video. Oh no, sorry, he just brought him out in Berlin to do the knuckle sandwich joint.
Shout out Lee Solo, who's out there.
Hey, big yo,
that's definitely.
Shout out to Shot by Solo.
He's
been killing it.
Yeah,
we went to Dominican together.
Okay.
Oh word.
You know what? Here's what I gotta say about my dude Lee. This guy took a loss in life and turned that shit into a win. Most people would have took that loss and they would have been done. He was like, you know what? All right, I'm put it all on the line, and he turned that into a win, and I gotta salute him for that. 100%. I've never seen anybody do that. But that's brave.
The thing I was gonna say though is that, like, because we all know who Mercules is through Snack.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Snack was the one who set off Stomp Down, and I mean, if you really think about it on an international scale, Stomp Down really got set off through that joint they did with Swollen. And then see either way, but
which makes sense why their beef was so
personal. Yeah, exactly, because that was kind of like, you know what I mean, like Stomp Down Killers became what Bax War was, and bigger.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But and no disrespect, Mad Child's a friend of the show as well too.
But not charged to be members. You know what I'm saying?
But and Mercury's a friend of the show too.
Yeah.
But the thing I was gonna say,
hey, Merc shouted us out, man.
Yeah, no, I love yo. Merc is
Merc actually responded to us.
I know because of the way I word things. Sometimes people think differently. No, I really actually like Mercury's a lot, and he's a super cool dude. But the thing I was gonna say is, like, Snack, you look at him on IG, he got like 90,000 followers. Because when I went on his page, I'm like, oh, that kind of seems light for Snack. I'm like, I wonder what Merc's sitting at, like 450,000. I'm like, holy shit! Like he almost like did what Drake did to Lil Wayne.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I think definitely a lot of that does stem from the fact what G was saying. He's out here doing so many of these remixes. He's getting a lot more attention on YouTube, internationally.
I wonder though.
Than Snack would be.
Why don't any of these get flags?
Probably because he's an official artist.
Maybe
he's
an industry plant.
No. I think probably because he's
I'm just saying.
Maybe
he's probably got
devil's advocate here.
He must get some sort of permission.
No, I don't think so. I think because think about it, like the Ed Sheeran one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the first time Merc hit 1 million was on the Ed Sheeran remix.
Yeah.
So how, like, you know what I mean? Like,
was the rules different?
A lot of people get copyright on shit like that, but like he's just been allowed to seamlessly come out here and remix. I'm sure he doesn't get the revenue money.
Yeah,
right.
But I just like.
Yeah, that's a good question.
You're like 3 of those strikes. Your YouTube's hacked.
He's in here.
I mean, like
he's in town next week, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Shout out to Mercules. I want to get you. I want to interview you again, Mike.
Better hit him up.
You were saying something else though about wanting to quit. How did you get to Mercules from that?
Just looking at shit, man. Like, you know, just listening. I think I was listening to some Everyday Struggle and just hearing the shit they're talking about. Yeah. I seen a few articles that I read today and stuff, and then I just seen like certain artists who were getting like a lot of love. You know what I mean? Even like locally and stuff. Like the dudes who are getting 300,000 hits and stuff, and listening to the music, and I'm like, I can't even connect with this at all. Like, I love hip-hop culture for everything it is, in all forms, and I'm like, and I can't even get with this. So that's how far gone it is from the things I fell in love in.
It changes fast, though, bro.
That's the thing.
It's a fast
I felt how you felt.
I felt that, too.
But what changes my mind is listening to my music and
Yeah.
hearing how dope I am. And you feel that same way when you ride around.
I think the importance is
you feel that same way when you ride around. You feel that same way.
You gotta stay in your lane. Like when you get to a certain level of your career, you know yourself. You know what you're going to accomplish or what you feel is an accomplishment, and you stay in your lane. As long as you stay in your lane and you keep at it, there's nothing to stop you from getting to where you want to go. It's just time.
See, and I agree. And the thing is with me, I have the confidence in my music. The thing is, the amount of work it takes to push that for that cult following and stuff, like I'm gonna get there 20 times faster doing this media shit.
Of course,
because I'm so much better. And Chris Jackson said it to me a year ago or a year and a half ago, but he was like, man, he's like, because he's always showed me respect as a rapper and shit since I moved here. But he's like, dude, like the media thing, like he's like, you're so good at it. He's like, I honestly wouldn't even focus on rapping anymore. And I got like offended. And then I'm like playing them like old joints for like 2 hours. I'm like, yo, listen to this verse. You know what I mean? Like rapping in his face and shit. He's like, I'm not saying you're not dope. I'm not saying you're not dope. But what I'm saying is it's so oversaturated. And he's like, and your knowledge of the culture and just your personality and stuff, he's like, you're so much better at media. He's like, I just see you. So that's what I did for the last year and a half. I've been focusing on the media and not the rapping. And literally the Breaking Records radio page has shown like 50% growth. You know what I mean? Like all this shit, like it's. I rapped for 10 years. I got 400 followers on fucking YouTube. You know what I mean? I fucking did media took media serious for a year and a half and got like 1,005. You know what I mean? It's like the growth is
works, man.
You know what I mean?
And that's true too.
So I can see why people do switch up. Like no matter how much they love the music, when they get to a certain point, because it's like. It's a fucking point.
It's still your base,
but if you love it, you still do it.
Still hip hop. If you hear a beat, you can still
be like, I got to snap on this.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's always gonna be your base.
And everybody's got to expand too, right?
Like,
you got to expand into different joints.
Absolutely. What I would say to you, man, is number one, step outside of your safety zone. Step outside of the box. Start experimenting with
I've been
things.
doing that a lot lately. What I'm working on. But.
Number two is I mean. You're a baby compared to the rest of us. You're not even 30 yet, my dude. And to be honest with you, I lost everything.
30 is like a washed age.
No. Check this out, bro. Check this out before you even say that, because I lost everything in my life at 30. I lost my fucking dreads that I had at 30. I lost my band that I invested damn near like $50,000 into. Damn. I lost my roommates because they were my band. I lost everything and hit the hard reset button, started DJing, and got back into this shit to build myself up to where I am here. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? If none of that happened, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be as satisfied with life.
But maybe what you just said,
you know what I'm saying,
is my journey. And all the time and years invested in rap, and that's my trials and tribulations to get to do media.
Of course.
You know what I mean? That could be my rebrand. You know what I mean?
Don't look at your age as a detriment. Just look at wherever you're at is like, hey man, this is where I'm at.
That's exactly. It takes the time to get to that. To get that mind state though.
Well, you know what? The crazy thing is, I feel that way in life. Everything I do in life, I don't care about age. When people have a birthday, I'm like, oh, I'm turning 28. I feel old. Like my girl, when she just had her birthday, I won't say how old she turned because you never talk about a girl. But when she turned the age, she was like, like upset. I'm like, yo, like age is all in your head. Like, none of this shit is perspective. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll still go out and tip a cow. I'll go fucking throw a water balloon at a stranger. I don't give a fuck. I'll do like listen. I'm a grown ass kid. You know what I mean? I'll always be me. That's cool. Age ain't shit.
Right now.
But rap is the only place I feel different about it. In the last current years, I went to OVO Fest 2 years ago and I cried.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone in the crowd is cheering and I'm crying.
Why?
Because I'm like, this is what hip hop is now.
It was that bad? Who's before?
Okay, well, all the special guests aside from Nelly, it was Cardi B. Back when Bodak just hit. French, which I love that one French record, but I'm just saying Migos. But it was the way that all these it was music I appreciate, right?
Yeah.
Like I like all these artists and I like songs from them all. But it was the way that you just directly seen that certain values in the culture didn't matter anymore, and there was a whole new wave that everyone fucked with.
But that being said,
and you're like, whoa. And if you don't fashionably feel something about something, you can't create it. I can't sit here and listen to fucking these records for a month to get in the zone, even if I fuck with it.
But that being said,
and then be passionate about making it.
But that being said, if you really look at who in the last couple years, specifically 2018, 2019, have been the most impactful rappers, it's been a J. Cole.
Yeah.
It's been a Royce the 5'9". It's been a Nipsey Hussle. It's been a Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying?
So Nipsey
it's going
because he passed.
But regardless.
And Royce I wouldn't necessarily put in that category.
Regardless of you know what I'm saying, what it is, like everything moves in cycles. So this mumble shit, it's just like fucking
the mumble shit's kind of dead.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Just like the auto-tune stuff. It's almost like so what's happening
too.
It's evolving into its own thing.
It's kind of dope.
But the point I'm trying to make is
it's almost like jazz. It's a jazz of hip hop. It's scat. It's not going nowhere, and neither is trap, bro. It's just changing.
And now there's boom bap, but boom bap is coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Boom bap is not going nowhere, but trap is hot right now.
That's another thing Chris Jackson said years ago that I've always held dearly that I think was very important. But he said, he's like, man, everything goes in cycles. He's like, that's why as an artist, you always have to stay in your lane, do your thing. Don't try to mull with the times, because by the time you catch up to the times, they've already moved on. Like, stay in your lane, do your thing. And
lyricism will come back.
Everything will always come back.
Did it
go anywhere? No, I don't think so.
It's just not mainstream like
correct.
That. And that's the whole point.
But
Everybody wants
is it really
mainstream.
not mainstream though? Because we know
yes,
as much as everybody wants to say Drake doesn't rap like that, he's got the bars.
Yeah. No,
but here's why Drake
has
is
the
nice.
bars, but you don't hear the bars in the music.
Here's why Drake is
not anymore.
Not anymore. Agreed. Not anymore. Before he did.
But if you take in the album,
not really.
He's got bars.
Like lyrically on Scorpion. Bar-wise, the best song is about as good as like
bars,
medium grade, mediocre song on pretty much if you're reading this or anything before.
Don't ever stop.
That's not a bar.
That's not a bar.
Check this out though. Hip hop has always been yin and yang. It's always either been lyrics or melody. The reason why Drake is as successful as he has is because he smashes the lyrics together with the fucking melody. As we're talking,
that's what made him big. Now he just rides the melody.
But that's
Drake now rides the melody. Drake, when he came out, did the melody with the bars.
Yeah. But regardless of bars or melody or both, or you don't need bars to make a great song. You don't need a melody to make a great song. You just need to make a great song. That's
exactly.
Yeah. Mike Stoan.
Exactly.
Mike Stoan.
But sometimes it's just a word.
That's all I
care. Flavor of the moment.
But that right there, that's pop music.
Not even.
Well, hip hop is pop music now because it is the most popular genre in the world. So it is the pop music of today.
Yeah.
But that's the difference. You know what I mean? In the 90s, shit you wouldn't get a pass for can be a hit record now.
Yeah.
But that's because there isn't a standard of hip hop now because you're making pop music. You're looking at hip hop from a pop music perspective. That's the thing.
The first part you said again was
in the 90s.
The stuff that wouldn't pass
in the 90s
would have been pop. Yeah, would have been pop.
Set a bliss on
technically. Exactly.
Baby, you see
the stuff that wouldn't pop in hip hop culture.
I love that fucking song.
Popped in mainstream.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what that trend led to over today. Yeah. So
there's always the pop aspect of it. Like I've always said, there's that 1%, which is what is shown. And if you want your gems and your jewels, you just gotta dig from like
the first big record of all time.
Crates. Yeah. One of the greatest groups of all time, DITC, digging in the crates. That's what you gotta do if you want to find that stuff. Because the dude that got 1 million plays versus the dude that got 1,000 plays, the dude with 1 million plays might not be better. But public opinion is going to be that he's better based on numbers alone. Yeah. And that's how it's always been with hip-hop. Give those dudes a chance if they don't have as many views as this guy. And you might be surprised what you hear. You might find that shit that
that's the problem with
it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that back in the day. It was more like, yo, I heard this song that nobody else knows is ill.
It was cool to know when there was nobody knew it.
Yes.
That's one reason I became such a hip-hop.
That's the difference.
My brother was 12 years older than me, and he was into hip-hop. That's how I got into it, going through a CD book. I'm like 6 years old. I'm like, what the fuck is a misdemeanor? What the fuck does this mean? What is Karanic? What is a Dr. Dre? What is this? It was so weird to me. I'm used to tragically hip and the Rolling Stones and you know what I mean? I'm used to fucking shit or one white person's name like Kenny Rogers. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? This shit is nuts. So I'm like, I'm just trying to understand it. You know what I mean? But so growing up, I'm always like trying to school my brother who's 12 years older than me. I'm like, next time I see my bro, because our relationship's weird. We see each other.
Especially when you're that far.
Certain points I'd see him like once a month, twice a month, you know, and as to this point I haven't seen him like 5 years. You know what I mean? But growing up, I was always, the next time I see my brother, I gotta be playing like Ghetto Boys fucking Still or something, you know what I mean? He gonna be like, the fuck? You know this joint? Or he might not even know it, because he might have stopped listening to him at this point. You know what I mean? It's like, I was always like in a race with a dude who's 12 years older than me who watched hip-hop, and I had to play catch-up. You know what I mean?
More organically in tune with it.
Because it was cool to know shit other people didn't know. That's what it boils down to. In high school, I was the dude people paid to make mix CDs, because I knew all the shit they didn't know. You know what I mean? Like,
but now everybody has access to everything.
Right.
Yeah.
But even though
now it's a trend.
It's still, there's whatever's making the most noise. Exactly. And people tend to be like, okay, just because this is making the most noise, this is what the culture is.
Yeah.
It's not even the
case. But I find now, because I'm not going to say where, but at certain places where I play at, and kids will hit me up and they're like, yo, you know, and I'm like, who the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
But then I hear the song and I go, this song's dope. Because they're more in tune to, because of YouTube.
Yeah.
They have more access now, so they spend all the time looking at all types of shit that I wouldn't even give a fuck to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm. So there's going to be those kids that are going to discover the old school stuff a lot earlier than they should have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot, like I said before in the show, a lot of people complain, but the bottom line is there's more great hip hop that's going to be released after this podcast even airs than before this thing was there. It's just a matter of finding, and it's going to be free. You know what I'm saying? We can listen to whatever we want, and if we don't like what's out there today, we have a whole back catalog available to us now for free, minus maybe the mixtapes. So we have so much that we actually have that we're getting selfish. Yeah. We're getting greedy. We're getting to the point where we don't even appreciate.
We're trying to hold on to it like this is ours
to everything because it's most people only listen to maybe the same 10 albums. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then they complain nothing new comes up, but they have their 10 favorite albums, their 10 favorite artists, and they don't want to step outside of that box.
But do you know what? The one thing I can say about him.
That's not necessarily pushed by radio or not necessarily got a YouTube top hit or you know what I mean, or it's not like sponsored on your Instagram or anything.
So we got to get back to what G was saying, which is you heard that shit before anybody else and you're hyped to put your man onto that.
But you know what though? Those days are over. Because of the access.
You want to know too? Also because politics.
Yes and no.
People especially when it comes to a market like Toronto, a market like Toronto, certain people won't praise certain dope music just because it's from a certain way.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
You know what I
mean?
Like
the same way Drake won't put on a rapper who's dope because he's scared of competition, but he'll put on someone with shooters.
Not necessarily.
He always does that.
Who's the dopest rapper that Drake has co-signed?
Oof. Baka?
No. Dopest rapper.
Co-signed which era?
Roy Woods?
I'm talking about in his popular era.
We're talking from Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh, from Toronto.
Yeah. Roy Woods?
No.
Roy Woods ain't even a rapper, and he's not. This is I can't say.
I don't know what the answer is. I'll wait. It's not disrespect, but I'm just saying you co-sign a lot of trash rappers.
That's true.
Yeah, but
they got shooters.
Well, back in the day, it was a different story when they just shout out everybody because those are the people that were running the scene before he was able to take it over.
Right.
But it's not a knock to him. Do whatever you're doing. Yeah. But why can't you co-sign a dope rapper from Toronto?
All right, let me ask a question. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask a question because I think I asked you the question online, or I might have said it to you, and we kind of got into a little thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people right now are saying Drake is potentially the biggest rapper of all time.
Yeah.
Now.
Agreed.
Okay, you say you agree.
He's at a point where I think he might be bigger than Eminem.
Let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this.
And Eminem was the Elvis.
Because I had an epiphany, and I was like, damn, this dude, realistically, is probably the biggest rapper of all time. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't give him his just dues. I'm not talking about Drake, I'm talking about Will Smith. Mm. Now, if you think about what the most popular, what the number one rap song worldwide known is, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song alone.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't have as much hits as Drake. He has hits.
Yeah. You got hits for days.
He has mad hits, but not as much as Drake.
Now, okay,
and he didn't make crazy records.
I'll give you that. However, the Fresh Prince,
he's a
the Fresh Prince argues. That's what I'm saying.
But that's because of movies and shit, though.
He might be the only rapper to ever start acting and be able to go platinum afterwards.
He started as a rapper first.
Cool J.
I don't think LL went platinum after acting.
Yes, he did.
Oh yeah,
he did.
The Phenomenon album must have done well.
Phenomenon. What did he do? Great Blue Sea before that?
Man, he was doing like Toys with Robin Williams. He was doing that movie with Michael J. Fox back in the day.
Like as
Mama said
leading roles. Not like just like you're the guy in the movie. Like MC Shan was the guy in the movie.
Whatever, the movie with Al Pacino, man. He wasn't leading, but he was one of the leading roles.
Deep Blue Sea was probably his first leading role, right?
But what I'm saying is like, even though Drake is big, like you said, Will's probably the biggest.
Deep cover.
Drake's career.
Was that well?
You know what I'm saying? Like his career hasn't eclipsed Will Smith's career yet.
What's the one?
I don't think anybody in the history of hip hop or rap's career has overall. So that's what I'm saying. Drake might be.
No, we're talking about music only though. Music only, yeah.
Music
only. He mashed up.
He mashed up a lot of people.
He mashed up a lot of people.
No, but you know what? I've argued a few times though. Like the biggest rapper. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between a rapper and an MC.
You're looking at rapper just in terms
of the whole if you look at Ice Cube, if you look at LL Cool J and Queen Latifah, what they did for rap, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They made this shit bigger because they were actors and they were able to bring a lot of attention.
But I don't think a lot of people gravitated to rap because they became actors. Like they were more known to a general public for being actors than being rappers.
Yeah, you ask the general
public.
the
biggest rapper of all time at this time.
The general public now doesn't even know that Will Smith's a rapper. They just think he's an actor.
Or Latifah's a rapper.
Right.
Or Cube is a rapper. Was a rapper.
Ice-T. Ice Cube.
But
all these
they
people.
should know. Parents don't understand that. And what's the next one?
Even if that, just the theme song.
No, if you know anything, you should know Getting Jiggy
I'm
with
sure
It.
Will Smith is probably getting bigger publishing checks just for the theme song of the
Probably
first
is,
alone.
For sure.
Here's a question.
That's TV.
Depends if he had his business right back then.
Here's a question for you guys, or is an opinion. I think Jaden Smith would wash his dad.
Of course.
Woo!
He's
got some bars, but
I think Jaden would wash Will.
Then Will.
I think he also
At making a song
songs.
that's dope with swag, but I think if we're talking actual bars and lyrics, like actual lyrics and cohesiveness and like I think in a diss battle,
you're right. Jaden got son.
No, if Will was willing to get edgy, no pun
Will's too old
intended.
school. Will's too old school.
No, man.
I'm not even talking about Will now. I'm talking about
Will can rap
like
though.
Back then,
Yeah,
he can rap.
Just because Jaden's a little bit more updated.
Jaden,
I like
if you're
Jaden
taking in
because-
his albums,
Yeah,
his shit is nice.
He's actually talented.
He's nice.
He's actually talented. I
He's
never,
up
you know what I'm
there.
saying? Like, I feel weird saying it, but you're kind of right, man.
No,
Fuck.
he's
gotta
up
be-
there. I'm just saying,
He's
like,
pretty dangerous,
and you want to know the thing that's dangerous about him? He's super creative. Like I'm talking about, just like with
That
his
he
songs,
is super creative.
super creative with just like the way he'll use his voice, or just like
He's just very free.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's just to show the evolution of hip hop, of where it's come from his father's generation to where we are now. It's changed so much with the advent of auto-tune, with using these weird voices a la Eminem or Migos, these stutter flows, all these different things. He's just incorporating that into his tool set, where his father doesn't have that tool set. His father's got the tool set of
a lot of those tool sets.
old school.
But the thing is, a lot of those tool sets were existed back then too. You act like this is all new. None of this is new.
Not to this
It's just not as common.
Does anyone else want to crack a 40 and throw a burger on the fucking barbecue right now and just blast Summertime?
Hell yeah.
Summertime.
The difference with now is everything is more common.
Yeah.
But all of it existed before. If you even listen to early 80s rap, it was all in there.
Absolutely.
It was all in the 808s.
Absolutely. There was
the
a singing, there was a harmonizing.
all of that.
Hip hop was born on the 808.
Yeah.
That's why I said
Really?
yin and yang,
Yeah.
man. There's
After
the
the
melody
vinyl?
and there's
Yeah.
the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? And they go together like this, 50-50.
Yeah.
You either going to want to party or you're going to want to protest. Sometimes you can do both at the same time. Shout out to Dead Prez. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you got to sit there and smoke a blunt to your protest music and go to club to your party
Sometimes
music.
you gotta get angry and go fight somebody in a fight club.
Yeah, this was 2
You know what I'm
times
saying?
back.
Like, but that's the beauty of hip hop. It could be all these things, and that's what I'm saying. You got to know the difference between a rap fan and a hip hop fan, because a fucking rap fan will sit there and say, "Oh, everything that's out today sucks," and the hip hop fan will be like, "Yeah, you know what? There's some dope shit, and there's some dope shit over here. And
See,
I might
you know
not like
what's
this,
funny?
but there's still
I
that
would
old school
almost
shit
switch
that's
the
out there."
terminology. I would say a rap fan is the casual rap fan nowadays. They think whatever's sick.
But
They
because
don't
you're a
really
rap
have a
fan doesn't mean you're a
standard.
hip hop
Not
fan.
necessarily.
Exactly. I think the hip hop fan, they're
like
the one
I think
who's
it's-
like,
yeah.
there's,
Man,
I
there's,
think it's
certain
I-
shit sucks, but this is cool. This is
Now,
cool.
let me put
They're
that
the
like
ones who
this.
are more selective.
There's
Well, I think-
hip hop music that exists that doesn't have any rap in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
And a lot of people are afraid to even, they wouldn't even know
Yeah.
that shit exists because they're just rap fans.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, yo, let me just go listen to these breakbeats. Let me go listen to this instrumental.
Yeah.
I love that
An
shit.
easier distinction would be commercial listeners versus core listeners.
Yeah.
Yes, rap versus MCs, you know what I'm saying? All day. Yeah.
That's the difference of rap and hip hop.
But hip
in my
hop is
opinion.
not based on rap music.
If you don't
Absolutely,
understand
right?
hip
If
hop
you're a hip-hop
culture
fan,
to
you
any
can
degree,
appreciate
really,
the graffiti
then
in the
you're a rap
alleyway
fan.
as you're walking down. You can sit there like I DJ the beatbox championships every year. Shout out to you know what I'm saying, Scotty D. Shout out to those dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I get to do that every year, Philly D. And I get to do that every year, Scott Jackson. And it's dope because that's a whole other aspect of hip hop. You know what I mean? You're seeing the breakers, you're seeing the b-boys, you're seeing the beatboxers, which is the forgotten element of this shit. You know what I mean? Again, casual rap fan doesn't even know these elements. They'll look at the graffiti on the wall and be like, "Oh, that's horrible. Paint that off, or whatever." As opposed to be like, "Yo, that's
one thing
that's
I loved
the founding
about
element before
T-Dot
breakdancing,
Fest.
before, you know, whatever."
T-Dot Fest in its earlier stages. That's one thing I loved about it. Like before I even lived in Toronto, when I used to come up just for T-Dot Fest for the day and shit. That's one thing I loved. You had all elements. You had breakdancers there. You had people with massive canvases doing graffiti and shit. You had the rap. You know, like you had everything. You had all the elements there. It was hip hop in the square for a day.
You
know what I mean?
I got a question for you guys. Just because, so do you feel like because somebody doesn't know their history or isn't up on like, you know, the breakdancing or the core, the elements and all that stuff, does that make them not hip hop?
It doesn't.
Nah.
It makes them, if you're a fan of rap music or you just like rap or whatever, and you don't care for the other elements or you don't want to care, you're not really hip hop. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Question for you.
It's like KRS said.
You're
Hip hop's a lifestyle.
You
Rap.
got to do every element.
And don't shame.
And
my thing is, don't shame other
yeah.
people who are, you know what I'm saying, don't sit there and be like, oh, you're not hip hop, you're not this, when you yourself are not a fan. Just say, yo, I'm a casual fan.
Ain't no wrong
Keep
with
it
that.
moving. Exactly.
Ain't no wrong with that.
But if you're an absolute purist, then you're not necessarily going to shame people who you're gonna understand. Like, oh, they're not pure, so what the fuck am I shaming for anyways? You know what I'm saying? So
that's what's happening.
Find the purest.
Big time.
Yeah,
ain't gonna
that's
sit around complaining.
That's the
about
problem. You have a
respect
lot of people nowadays
Yeah.
that think they're purists because they like studied fucking Eminem and Yellow Wolf, and they didn't go any past. Like, sure, Eminem's wearing fucking Dana Dane shirts and shit, but you didn't care to think who Dana Dane was.
Like
you studied a certain element of rap that was technical, and now you think you're a hip hop fucking professor, and now you're shaming anyone who doesn't fall in your lane. You know, and no disrespect, but a lot of Mercury's fans are like that too, man.
They don't understand how much influence Eminem got from so many different sources.
Absolutely.
I remember watching an interview and he spoke about Tretch.
Yeah.
How many people
Yo, the Joker.
Tretch?
Yo, specifically, Yo.
Eminem called Master Ace one of his biggest influences.
Right.
It's like,
Shout out to Master Ace, friend of the show.
Craig G was on the set of 8 Mile for the
But you gotta
battle.
understand, the same people that you respect, they respect people that came before them.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you gotta study them, but
The same way the Rolling Stones fucking.
You gotta appreciate the culture,
you know.
because if you don't appreciate the culture, this is where we get to the point where it's like, okay, that dude's 50 years old, fuck him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't even care about him. Curtis Blow just went into surgery.
Yeah,
but why would we say that? And
well, because you don't know. And it's not your fault. It's either it gets taught to you.
We gotta send some prayers for Curtis Blow and Bush.
It's not a negative.
Yeah, I don't want people saying music the breaks if he passes away. You know what I'm saying? I want him to get the fuck out. Shit.
I find like it's only. I find like people they look at it like, oh, he's 50, fuck him, because they're so. It's a younger crowd saying that, because the older crowd is always telling them, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, fuck you.
Yeah, I think it's that, but the thing is, right, I'll put it like this. Let's use Nas for example, right?
Good one.
He respects everything that came before him,
which
he was exposed
always puts it out there.
And the thing is about exposure. A lot of the younger cats have not. I know. I talk to them. They don't even know about things. It's not their fault. They've never been exposed to it.
Right.
So who the fuck are they gonna care about a Curtis Blow when they never even heard of him?
I think a lot of it boils down to too is hip hop was always built on youth culture, but what we're now seeing is we're seeing certain dudes, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Nas. These guys are in their 40s, approaching their 50s, but they still actually look pretty fly. They're still pretty dope. They still actually were able to maintain cultural relevance. So for the first time in the history of hip hop, we're now actually seeing guys approaching senior citizenship, and we're actually being like, oh, you know what? I can still really respect that. You know, the older generation that came before, they didn't try to necessarily maintain somewhat of that relevance. Some did. Kaz is still relevant as
what
hell.
You're saying.
But that being said, these younger dudes can now look and say, you know what? I can't shit on Jay-Z because Jay-Z's still a fucking man approaching 50. His wife is still the hottest woman in the world.
But dudes will still shit on him, though.
No, but
what I'm saying is the younger dudes can now look at some of these older dudes like Jay-Z, like Nas, and be like, man, these guys are aging really gracefully. I don't feel like they're flabby and whatever. I feel like they're still fly as fuck, and this is how I want to age. You know what I'm saying?
And
so that respect is now coming.
Was actually a point when you guys were just talking, it made me think of something. And I would actually say Jay-Z is the first hip-hop rock star. Now, the reason why I say that, because in rock music, you get praised and actually are able to sell venues bigger. Even though you don't keep releasing new music, your venues get bigger with time because you have this impacting legacy. Jay-Z just, he's selling out Rogers Center now. You gotta be politically correct. But
I will say
anyways,
correct me if I'm wrong, though, G. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Like, no one else in hip-hop did that before him. They didn't get bigger throughout their career and aging. Like, they didn't turn 40, 50. Like, KRS-One was probably selling out bigger venues in 93 than he is in 2017.
You know what it is,
money is also a lot bigger.
But
I'm just saying, he's the first hip-hop rock star.
No. I want to say this. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
Tupac Shakur was the biggest rock star in the world the moment Kurt Cobain died. What this guy did was on the level of, like, only rock stars ever did the shit he did.
No,
my man was on the cover of Rolling Stone.
He was a political activist who made music.
My man had movies and #1 albums at the same time, and he was banging Madonna. That center was
and what I'm
saying is,
so who's bigger, Pac or Drake? And now, number-wise, we can say Drake.
That's like saying who's bigger, Elvis or Justin Bieber. I don't know.
It's crazy, actually.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Looking at the...
There was a time when you never thought anything would be bigger than Tupac.
Of course.
Eminem in his height still wasn't bigger than Tupac.
There's a time when you think nothing would be bigger than Michael Jackson.
But I don't know. Tupac was a 5-year... How long was it? He did like 7 movies.
And he did so much in that time.
In 5 years.
So we're actually at a point in history now where you could look back and say people have had more impact.
That's that rock star shit.
But is it rock star or is it just him living his work?
The way he presented himself and came across to the world at that time was very rock star-esque. It's like the rock star throwing the TV out the hotel window type shit.
Yeah, but see, you're talking about the rebellion and the image. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about rock star in the scale of rock music and longevity. Hip hop is not allowed its patrons to have longevity until Jay-Z. Your venues get smaller with age.
Talk to LL
Cool J performed at the Windsor Casino 5 years ago. Tell me he's out. Fuck out of here with that. No.
I feel like there's different factors going into that.
Kiss performs at the casino in Niagara Falls.
Jay-Z ain't performing at no fucking Caesars Windsor Casino.
Down the line.
He owns, or he's a big player in Def Jam now. Like his positioning as an artist has gone from just
live
an
and
artist.
Live Vision too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so Live Nation.
Sorry.
So like,
I'm not saying he's not a great businessman.
He's still a pole though. But he's still a pole.
I'm agreeing with you. What I'm saying is like he's positioned himself where he can make bigger moves because he's basically increasing his credit.
It's kind of what Nas has done.
Yeah.
It's in general.
Nas's
in general, it's what hip hop has done.
Popularity and fan base hasn't really grown in 10 plus years. It's really been the same people. Yeah. You know, the young generation isn't getting into Nas, but Nas has gone and invested in a bunch of things, which is putting his tax brackets up to where he's getting close to Jay-Z.
That's the difference between
but Jay-Z can sell out the fucking ACC by himself. Yeah. Name me another rapper before him that's doing that has that longevity in the game. He's the first real rock star in hip hop. He's the guy who will come out at 80 years old and people will still sell out the ACC to go see him.
I was watching an interview with Eric Sermon, and he was talking about...
Shout out his new album.
Yeah.
I heard the track was dope. Anyway,
it's dope.
He was talking about longevity.
Right.
And they faced the back... hip-hop wasn't popular back then, but they were selling out shows.
Yeah.
And from that point until now, he's selling out shows. But he's not selling shows in the States or Canada.
It's overseas.
He's in Central America, 17,000 people... That's Eric fucking Sermon.
Right.
Eric Sermon selling fucking 17,000.
Right.
Also, let me touch on something.
In the UK is where they love hip hop right now. Like that hip hop.
Let me say something.
Like Master Ace is in the UK every fucking month. I swear to God. You know what I mean? J. Rue the Damager pretty much lives over there. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? I was with him last year. He lives in Berlin.
Okay, there you go.
He lives in Berlin.
He literally lives in Berlin.
But let me say something though. Hip hop is the only form of music that empowers its artists to actually do this. You don't hear about rock artists saying, well, you know what? I'm going to make an album. I'm going to go and buy my label and I'm going to do this, that, and the other. Hip hop's the only form of music that is based on, hey, you hustle. I'm going to give you this fucked up deal. You're going to hustle. You're going to get out of that deal, come back, make a shit ton of money. You might be able to rise up to the top, which some of these guys have done. But hip hop has always been based on hustle economics. It empowers its artists if these artists want to empower themselves. G's a perfect example of this. You know what I'm saying? He's been teaching dudes how to fucking hustle. Matter of fact, we should give him the platform to teach some dudes how to hustle right now. It's a perfect segue. Yeah. But as I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, this is why I said Jay-Z is the best rapper of all time, because he showed up, he did his job, and he created the most opportunities for himself just out of plain and simple rapping. Whereas Nas is the greatest example of an MC purist because he embodies the art form, whereas Jay-Z embodies how you can hustle and make money off of a simple talent like poetry. You know what I mean? But that's what hip hop is.
Where does it put Drake in
Drake?
that sandwich?
Drake is an entertainer. He's a Michael Jackson. I wouldn't say that Michael Jackson's better than Prince. I wouldn't say that Michael Jackson's better than Prince on any one particular level, but Michael Jackson is a fucking entertainer on a whole other level.
No, you know what? Kids who grew up after MJ died will look at Drake like we look at MJ.
Of course,
absolutely.
But still, no.
But let's give my man, G this platform. Let's segue into it. Like I said, because hip hop is about hustling. My man is a hustler.
I hear you.
He kind of made a point.
I know that, but no.
He kind of made a point.
Leave the man
entertainment thing.
Leave him alone.
You know what? Michael Jackson wasn't writing his shit for the first few records.
It doesn't matter. He was not. He's not a rapper.
Bad's where it started.
If you compare
one record on Thriller.
If you compare raw talent of Prince to Mike, No, Prince got Mike beat in all the categories.
I agree.
But when you package it all together, Mike had that magic. If you compare raw talents of Kendrick to Drake, right across the board, Kendrick got
Beyonce is the closest thing we have to Michael Jackson right now.
Drake got that magic. There's something about him. He's got that twinkle in his fucking eyes. I don't know what it is.
He got that. He got the.
Just got that it factor.
What's it called?
I love
the unibrow.
The unibrow.
No, it's the unicorn. The unibrow. You know what I mean?
It's that it factor.
You're giving me the. You're giving me
I was gonna say something, but it's a
segue.
Hold on. We're going to something else. We talking about. Let's talk about us.
Yeah.
Like I said,
let's talk about us. Let's get it.
What do you want me to say to the kids?
No, I'm saying this is the perfect segment, man. You've been hustling. You've been showing how to, like you said, in this whole album, you've been pushing V's on this album. Actually, hold on. What I do want to say is, you guys said a couple times on this album, motive music is the Army, better yet the Navy. I heard that at least 3 times on that motherfucking album. So that shows you that I paid attention to the album. But you also talk about hustling.
Soldiers,
and how you're pushing it. You know what I'm saying? You're pushing your V. So tell these dudes how you know what I'm saying, like how you got to where you got and how you were able to hustle and do what it is in this game, bro.
I mean, well, dudes just gotta, first thing is put out music. Like, you gotta put out music and find ways to monetize it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like to see this stuff on Facebook where dudes are just having fun or, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're in 2019. Let's put the music out and figure out a plan to get some money back from it. You might not get rich, like you're saying, off just the music.
Yeah.
Like you're saying as a rapper, sometimes, even I feel like that, you know what I mean? But you have to build things around the music that create income. Like, we're not here just to be cool and fucking make songs. We're here in 2019 to create a business for kids, for generations is what we're aiming to, and especially as independents. So my whole thing is just, as an independent, control your music, know the business behind it, and music and money's eventually gonna come back, man.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, like stuff that you guys see me with and stuff, a lot of that came from music. You know, whether it's Motive music label or my past thing as programming, but everything comes from music.
Yeah.
So I would just say dudes just gotta take their business more serious, man. Even when it comes to shows and stuff out here, dudes show that they're not serious.
Yeah.
And if you're not serious about a show, you're not gonna make money off your music.
Absolutely.
Like, dudes, like, in the booklet, I tell you guys, like, register your songs, like. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I have, I can show you, I can open my SoCan right now and show niggas how much money I've made off my SoCan. Like, I've made thousands. Straight up, I'll tell you guys I made thousands.
Yeah.
And that's only my SoCan.
Right.
Now I got to shout out, if there's artists out here, I'm trying to start administering other people's publishing. Mm-hmm. A big jewel in this game. I'll give niggas a jewel just so I feel like it. It's late, maybe nobody's watching, so too bad for them. But you gotta
see that on replay.
You gotta own songs.
Yeah.
You gotta create
that
and own songs. Get that publishing. And publishing, you have to realize it doesn't have to be your song.
Right.
It could be I signed Maloney. And I'm like, yo, Maloney, to sign to the label, you're going to have to give me X amount of percent of your songs off the album. Set can attest that I didn't do that to him.
Yeah.
But the game is different now. Like, I have leverage. So
because the thing is, if you're going to put your resources out there, it's going to bring more attention to the music.
It's gonna make your song spit more. Yeah. If without me, you're not gonna create any income off your music anyway.
Yeah, you're taking it serious because I'm putting you in these avenues, so we're asking for some of the kickback.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just showing you different things of the business. There's lots of things to be done with the business. Dudes are making songs, but I just find that it's only making the song or making the video, and then it's out, and there's nothing to support it. Yeah, there's nothing to support.
For the views.
Well, I mean, it's cool to get views now because YouTube, if you're getting 300,000 views, you're going to get a check. You're going to get a check.
Yeah,
so that's cool. But if that's your angle,
but what about the publishing, though?
What about the publishing? What about the publishing?
Like, how many dudes got 1 million views that don't even have an actually legally published record?
Yeah. No.
Bro, that's crazy. I bet you a lot of dudes are selling them clubs and getting paid thousands to do these club, one song things, and their record ain't even published.
Well, they
stole the beat from
got
YouTube.
1 million views, but it might not even be on their channel.
Yeah.
So who's getting the money?
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
It's nuts. That's the crazy thing about the internet. It's the Wild Wild West now. Yeah. There's old values and there's a legal system and there's a whole thing in structure, and now this internet's kind of fucking everything up. And it's like people used to the old way are trying to catch up to the new way, and people in the new way are kind of getting caught up in the old way. Because you know what I mean? It's like Bobby Shmurda, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did that joint, and Lloyd Banks rapped on that beat before you did.
Yeah, right.
But he happened to get his hands on the instrumental online, and that record went off so hard that they ended up doing an exclusive deal where he owned the beat. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's nuts, like how like you can literally have like a #1 record and not even legally own the shit at all. Like none of your paperwork is correct. There's no paperwork.
Right? That's what happened to them back then.
Yeah. But at the same time, that's the beauty of the internet right now, is that all this knowledge is available to you for free. As a matter of fact, G got a book that, you know what I'm saying, you could actually buy from the man.
Tips.
Where can I get that industry tips if I have a copy myself, but if I didn't have a copy,
you just holler at me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/gwunder, GEEWUNT.
The last one.
I'm gonna hit up the vodka after.
I got a book called Industry
I should be
Tips.
drinking, man.
Okay.
And it just tells dudes how to, you know, start on that path of monetizing their music. You know what I'm saying?
How does an artist publish their music?
As soon as you create your song, it's published to yourself. But publish is when you put it out. You publish a book, you put it out.
See,
you
I was
publish a
told
song,
by a friend
you put it out.
who learned, you know, he went to Metalworks and graduated, and he told me the best way to really publish a song, like the low budget way, is as soon as you create a song, you burn it on a CD and mail it to yourself for next day delivery, and all the dates are stamped and everything,
That's
and you just keep
copyright.
it.
That's copyright.
That's
Sorry,
that issue's copyright. But copyright and publishing are closely tied.
Yeah.
But copyright is, okay, like say you're registering a song. I'm going to show you how publishing is related to registering a song on SOCAN.
Yeah.
Okay, most people think, okay, if you do a song, it's 20%, 20%, or 20%, 80%, whoever, that's 100. But what it is a song is, it's in 50%. 50% goes to the publishing, 50% goes to the writers. Right, so if I say...
And the writers are split in quarters, is it not? Isn't that engineer, writer,
depending on producer,
performer,
songwriter,
producer?
It's really only, no. Well, it depends on, but for rappers, it's
Depends
usually
on
the beat. No, it depends on who's into the song,
and the lyric
who
writer.
contributed to the song. But for regularly, it's the beat maker and the rappers, or the rapper, right? So if out of that 50%, automatically, if there's just me and Set, it's 25 for him and 25 for me as the producer. Right? But the other 50% of the song is publishing.
Right.
So if it's not claimed, somebody can claim it. You know what I'm saying? Just because you made the record doesn't mean, you know what I mean? Or just because you made the record doesn't mean you get half the publishing.
Now, what a publishing company also does, if I'm not mistaken, a publishing company will be the same ones who will say, you know what, there's TV shows, they need some music, and we're going to help get your songs on these TV shows, and then we're going to collect X amount of funds for this, and make sure you get paid.
I'm going to give you an example. So if they say the publishing deal is 25%, I sign the deal with you and I say, I'm taking 25%, every time you publish a song from then on in, for the duration of that thing, they're going to get 12.5% of the song.
Okay.
Because that's 25% of 50.
And that's what Kanye's getting attacked for right now, right? It was his publishing deal.
He's trying to get out of it.
I don't understand how Kanye's looped into a never.
But he's got a fucked up publishing deal. It's like he's not allowed to stop making music.
I don't understand how his publisher can tell him he can't make music. Only,
but
it's probably in the contract.
It's in the contract. You can read that fine
He can put out that
lettering.
boop-diddy-boop shit and, you know what I'm saying, it'll sell. He's Kanye.
That shit was
But no, definitely publishing's dope, because I mean your publishing company will be the ones who get you in like jukeboxes, and you know what I'm saying, like they'll get you mass play if you can get yourself signed to a good publishing company, like you can eat well.
Different levels of publishing companies too. Like some publishing companies, like what I'm trying to establish, it's not even necessarily to find you all those opportunities. It might be just to administer your stuff, because some dudes don't even do it. So I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna register your stuff with SOCAN. Who else was on the song? I'm gonna sign in. I'm gonna do everything for you. But I'm going to take...
Because of that.
I'm taking X amount, correct.
You're getting your money
correct.
every quarter.
You do it yourself and keep...
Every 9 months.
Exactly, or you're not going to get no money off of it if you don't let me do it.
And typically to see a publishing check, it takes... I mean, you put out a song, it takes usually, 9 to 18 months before you even see that first publishing check. Am I correct?
It could be never, it could be earlier. It depends on what's being published. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're getting a song and you put it out and it plays on radio and it's detected, within 4 months you'll get it on your SOCAN. That's your publishing. You know what I mean?
And the point is to get it as much places as possible.
Exactly, and to have as many records as possible if you don't have a hit.
See, I think the biggest thing for artists, though, is they're confused as to how to actually publish their records. So how would you tell them to publish it? Because I know a lot of underground cats, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they believe that doing CD Baby and DistroKid is publishing. But to me, I don't really see that as actually officially
They
publishing.
have publishing.
It's like online publishing.
Yeah. They have publishing services.
Yeah.
So they'll do it for you, but you got to figure out what they offer as a publisher.
And how much you're going to take.
And how much they're going to take.
Yeah. People are eating off of DistroKid. Like, I've seen some people get like $1,000 checks off DistroKid.
DistroKid?
Definitely.
What they've done, like, because I've done it.
But that's not publishing.
No, but
DistroKid is sales.
But that's
where CD Baby fucked me up is I tried to I did something with like one of my own videos, like I shared online, and they hit me on YouTube saying, you know, you're getting flagged for playing this published video.
It was your own.
It was my own thing, and it was like, how am I supposed to prove that this is my own track? But I didn't realize I signed to give them a little bit of the publishing based off that releasing that album for all the streaming services, right?
But there should be paperwork that proves that you.
Well, there's paperwork, but you got to understand, because if you agree to allow them to collect the rights for you, if, for example, your song's going to get played, you know, out in these other countries via YouTube and whatnot, and you don't know, they're actually collecting the rights for you to pay you back, right?
So that's if you give them the publishing rights. Right. That's if you give them your publishing rights. Those kind of services to me is just for sales.
Okay.
Sales and
you want to stay away from them if it comes to the publishing.
I don't know why I would sign with them. They would have to tell me why.
But do you know how much they took from you for your writing?
25%.
It was about that. You know what I mean?
Because if you have the paperwork, you can easily prove that.
Prove that it was my own track.
And that's the thing. When that shit happens, you're supposed to just go. You're supposed to go through that little process.
Yeah.
And then eventually they'll just pop back. No. Like when you push something up, like for Instagram, and then they say it's flagged. They say, do you want to?
Do you own the content?
Dispute it. And once you dispute it, it pops right back up.
Yeah.
So it might be something like that where it'll still.
Well, I keep getting flagged by Universal right now because I've been trying to do those video shows. I've been trying to do the Turono Talks video shows where I'll play 5 videos, be like four new videos and then 1 classic. Universal keeps flagging my shit and me my videos on YouTube and Facebook.
Local?
So that's why I haven't been doing the Turono Talks videos. Like I was going hard for that 1 week, but I kind of stopped because Universal. They flagged me for Cardi, they flagged me for Classified, and they flagged me for fucking Chief Records shit. Yeah. Chief Records video got muted. But they flagged me for Classified's video and they flagged me for Cardi. And I wrote them an email saying like, hey, I'm giving you guys free fucking promo here. So they released it on the 2 videos like a week later, but it was like, man, if I'm gonna do this show every night, curate a show, and they're gonna go ahead and flag me.
You might have to clear before you
I might have to talk to someone because I kinda like doing that. They'll give me the ability to play your videos, whatever. Do like a Rhapsody, a 5 thing, just put it up in loop. Because I remember you even commenting as I was doing it online. You know what I mean?
Was dope.
I could throw it up and share that shit all day and whatever, but if the labels are gonna flag me and we're giving them free publicity, that shit just kind of pisses me off. But I digress. The publishing is definitely something that I appreciate you educating us on.
That's why they're
they're getting that publishing money. You know what I'm saying? They saw I wasn't paying. They're like, well, what the fuck? You know. But then when I showed them, I wrote them and said, hey man, I'm giving you guys free publicity. Someone's gonna watch this and go to streaming and want to hear Cardi's album. They kind of released the reins on it. You know what I mean? So it's a little.
That's more to what you said. Is like, you know, the old versus the new, and the new trying to catch up with the old.
Right, and some people trying to innovate and try to figure out some new things, and you know, that's just kind of that era we're in. You know what I mean? We're just in that era right now, trying to catch up and whatnot.
Exactly.
Man. All right, man. Well, we got like 4 or 5 minutes left to go here, so.
All right. So, what is the most you've ever done for pussy?
I'm sorry. What?
What's the least you done for pussy?
Whoa, that's a better question.
You say like how far?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Damn, what's the most you did for pussy?
I mean, I was gonna say like, where can we get these guys? You know,
like
social medias and stuff. You went total left field with that. That's what happens on Turono Talks.
What's the most?
The most you've ever done for pussy.
The most I've ever done. I think I think what you're saying, Dustin, it's a travel. It's a length.
It's
the length.
I have traveled for pussy. And not got the pussy.
That's right.
That's hella upsetting.
That's too much.
Well, when you show up and she's a fucking meth addict, you're like, all right, I'm off this.
Okay.
You didn't look like that in your picture.
You got catfish.
Whoops.
Yeah, you like that record? You like that record?
I like that segment right there. Big 2. Catfish is a big 2.
Make sure you check that out on the Livication album, Catfish.
Because you might get set up.
Plug on the album, let them know how they can get it.
That was a big 2, man. Livication.
Every single streaming platform. Sorry, the 2 shots called at me.
Hey.
Every single streaming platform, Livication 2, Motive Music, Set2, G Wunder, Livication 2. This is their second installment. Man, it's always a dope time when we make it. So all you're gonna hear is a whole bunch of dope feeling records from the both of us.
Album.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, everything he played me sounded dope.
Like, I appreciate that.
May and also I want to plug May 11th. I got DJ R Double coming in from Saskatchewan. He's a new signed artist to Motive. So you guys get at him with your music and stuff. Okay. And he's got his debut album coming out on Motive called Tambamacon. And the same day we're releasing our second installment in the Ultimate G. So Ultimate G Volume 2, which is like a best of. So that'll be my second album for the year.
That's what's up.
And it's at the Black Swan Tavern, so come through.
Danforth, 154 Danforth. That's my part of the city, you know what I'm saying? So if you know Danforth, say what's up.
Where?
Danforth. I live in Dawes in Danforth, but you guys do it at the Black Swan Tavern, right?
Bro, I'm regular over there. I'll talk to you afterwards.
That's
You got Dawes in Danforth near the Home Hardware?
Yeah, the next street over by the Pizza Nova. That's me, man. That's my little street.
And now I know where you live. You always just say the East End. Now I know where you live. All right.
Yeah, I live pretty close to you.
Yeah, because I used to work for the guy who owned that Home Hardware. So
I live at Dawes in Danforth.
Oh, them ways.
There's another ways that I frequent regular.
Yeah,
but
all types of I see Ruby Red will just pop up on my block. All types of dudes.
What's his name's over there? What's his name's over there? 6 is in them ways.
Yeah, I seen him once or twice in the subway station.
Main.
Anti-Frantics over there. Josh Skevius. I think Notion's in my area now.
We are getting very close to I can see where this conversation going. The ending of the show.
Yeah.
So 3 of you still have to answer the question. Right. What is the most you've ever done for pussy?
Further. I gotta think about that.
If Uncle G gonna answer, y'all gotta answer.
No, what do you mean?
That's why I asked the least.
I'm the Gallus around here. Like after this rap shit, like one of the perks.
Listen, I refuse to answer this question,
bro. Is the gal them?
I gotta think about that one.
I'm gonna put it like this. I wanna answer them questions. I just live my life and let people.
Oh, so you've done some crazy shit for pussy.
I'm a fucking Scorpio.
You really got like your name, like I love you on a blimp or something. Like you done some nut shit to not answer that.
I'm a Scorpio. That's all that needs to be said.
We got the blimp boys. We got the blimp boys in the building.
I'm not about the most. I'm about the least.
The least?
Yeah, we're saying
the least you could do is show up, and I think all of us have accomplished that at least once.
As you should. Fuck, you gotta get it.
I think that's like a given.
The most of it.
So I want to shout out. I do have these shirts still. The Fuck For It Fuck For It t-shirts.
Necessary.
So I got a bunch of them. Shout out to Cheza for hooking me up.
You
with
did
them.
Go through them.
I went
there.
Through
You
Cheza.
go.
Shout out to homeboy.
Saved yourself a lot of money.
I'm gonna sell them for $35 a pop. Hit me up online. We do have some censored one as well. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sell them for $35 because I'm gonna take $5 from each sale and I'm gonna put it towards a breakfast club somewhere in my area. Because this dude's trying to defund breakfast clubs, and you know what I'm saying, myself, a lot of people that came up in a lot of areas, you know, use breakfast clubs. I didn't have to use breakfast clubs very often, but you know what I'm saying, I went once or twice. But nonetheless, I do want to support breakfast clubs because, you know, children having proper breakfast before they go to school is important. And once again, hashtag fuck for it, because that's just where we're at. So I got
if anyone, what camera can I look into? Where am I?
We're into a rough
what camera am I looking into?
You're in this camera right here.
And if you want to get the MLNY shirts,
that's right.
You know what? We got the blue and orange and the black and yellow. $25 to $10 cheaper than Dustin's. But I'm not supporting good cause. That all goes in my greedy ass pocket, motherfucker. But if you want the MLNY shirts, holla at me. You know what it is. New single, No Tolerance, out now. We should have played at the beginning of the show. I'm horrible for shameless promotion.
Don't worry, we got it in the motherfucker.
We'll put it in.
Don't forget, we got the show. The show been moved from Bossa Lounge this Saturday to Club 120.
I can't believe we got through this whole show without talking about New York.
Oh shit! Talk about New York next week.
We're holding it for next week.
No, y'all gotta wait next week to hear the Aguilar stories.
But we will be, as a trio, you know, Turono Talks will be live. Shout out to Chris Thomas, was it the Nada show?
The whole team in the building.
Whole team will be in the building this Saturday night, Club 120 Church.
The whole team in the building!
Bossa Lounge, but now it's 120 Church.
That's a drop for the show.
Shout out my man G.
I cut
Shout out
that
my
in
man
record ones.
Set2 for coming through, killing
it. Yo,
it.
stop cutting us off. Let us talk. Yo, Mike, what's up?
Alright, now we gotta finish this off. Let's finish it off strong, man.
Yeah, we finish it off strong. Yo, shout out to Uncle G Wonder. Yo, give them your social medias though before we roll out. Let's be professional.
5ET2 on Instagram. At Motive Music Promo. At Motive Music
Canada.
At Motive Music Canada. And and it's the Instagram. We're on Facebook as well. Facebook is just Set2, SET2. Motive music all across the board on Facebook as well. And out there.
Yo, you said yayo.
Yeah,
kind of.
I know.
Yeah, it makes me want to say yayo.
It's time for us to sign off because we know where
put some shots in your crotch.
Shout out to you. Like I said, man, go and bump that album. Go and bump every album that he has.
Oh, man.
The track that came up after Litigation was a track that you got with Stitch, and I was like, God damn, I'm gonna listen to G1.
You got to join with Stitch too?
I got to join with Stitch. I got to join with Mad Child. I got to join with Harvey Stripes.
I got tracks, man.
Set2.
I don't know anyone who's worked with more artists than G1.
That's what's up.
That I'll take. I got that over Mocha for sure. Like Canadian
100%. You got that. You and Mocha should do an album battle. Like, see who can put out the most albums in 1 year.
You guys should. Have you ever done a track with Mocha?
No.
Why do a track with Mocha?
You should. Yeah, you guys set it up for me, man.
The two hardest working dudes in the industry.
Track G Wunder and Mocha on Canada's two hardest working artists.
Hey, fucking
that's what's
facts,
up, man. Toronto Talks, man. Like we said,
Toronto.
Hey, we gotta have you on the show again because we didn't even get to touch on the fact that you were like, if I'm not mistaken, like you were the voiceover voice of much music.
That's right.
Man.
What? Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So
for
all of you guys who didn't even
you got a good
know
voice for it, though, because of that deep voice.
Hearing
all good media
personalities to this man's voice.
Have deep voices.
Yeah, he's talking about Britney Spears and Backstreet Boys and all them famous ass
Yo!
So we're gonna have you back through, man. We're gonna do a
my childhood is sitting beside me.
Hey!
I can't wait to clip this one.
Blue is mine.
That was the moment.
G1 set.